friends, ERIKATESLA here. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to my channel, thank you for deciding to click on this video. And if you are returning, it is so good to have you back. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Clionadh Stained Glass expansion, specifically their Halloween bundle. And I did receive these beauties in PR. This is a case that I already had, but here are the shades that Clionadh was kind enough to send me from their Halloween bundle. So we have 9 new stained glass shades that they have used to expand their collection. And then I'm going to show you actually the previous 9 shades that they released earlier this year. This wasn't attached to any special season or anything to my recollection, but these are the shades that I got at Creators and Friends, and so I thought it would be fun to just chat about the new Halloween bundle and then really talk a little bit about, and then also talk a little bit about the previous the previous expansion as well. The bundle is currently available for $145. So if you buy all 9 of the shades, you do get a little bit of a discount versus purchasing them individually. And the original expansion, it does say sold out on the website, but you can purchase these shades individually. So they do have, I think, most of the shades. I think there's one that is still out of stock, but these are for the most part available. So I thought it would be fun to just go through each shade and swatch them, and then actually demo a couple of the shades on the eye. So here we have this first shade, Rex. So Rex is described as a mid-tone blue base with large particles that shift pink, orange, yellow, and lime. And just look at that. That is just so pretty. I'm going to show you on the finger, and then I'm going to actually swipe it onto my hand so you guys can see the shade. One of my favorite things to do with Clionadh shadows, in addition to just wearing them, is just like swatching them. Like, they're just so fun to swatch. So here it is on my finger. Like, that's such a pretty shade right there. So then we have Synthesis. This is a green gray base with medium large size particles that shift copper, yellow, green with hints of silver and aqua sparkle. And these are face and eye safe, and I'm going to swatch this one as well. The only thing about swatching these guys is that the pretty embossing goes away when you take that off. So there is the shade Synthesis. Then we have this shade Liquidus, which is like this really pretty purple shade. It's described as a multi-dimensional shadow with a black base with medium-sized particles that shift ultraviolet pink, orange, grungy yellow, and hints of red and cobalt sparkle. And this one can go in the lips as well. So this might be one that would be really cool to try if you wanted to do like a custom lip gloss. I haven't personally tried that technique yet, but I have seen people do it and it looks really, really cool. So those are the first 3 shades just on my fingers. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them on my hand for you guys so you can see them. And Clionadh does a really good job of getting a variety of images on their website, so you can see those as well. But these are the first 3 shades. Liquidus is looking like a really good contender for today's eye look because I love purples, but these are really, really beautiful. This is Baroness, so please excuse my band-aid, guys. I had a little kitchen incident, but this is Baroness. This is described as a salmon pink base with large particles that shift bright pink, peach, and chartreuse. And this one is good for face, eyes, and lips. And it says on the back of each shade what you can use them for. So here I have it swatched on my finger, so you could see what it looks like, just full opacity on the finger. Then the next shade that we have is Solarium, or Solarium, depending on how fancy you want to sound. This is a yellow base with small particle shimmer that shifts bright green, icy blue, and indigo. Also good for face, eyes, and lips. And so I'm not trying to signal anything, guys, but here it is on my other finger. So there's Solarium on the finger there. And then the next shade I have for you guys is Entropy, which is described as a multi-dimensional shadow with a pale gray base with medium large size particles that shift cool pink, peach, yellow with hints of green and silver sparkle. Also good for face and eyes. And on the shadow itself, it just says face and eyes, but on the website, it says you could do it on the lips as well. But here is the swatch of the shade on my finger. So here are the 3 shades swatched. And hopefully you guys can get an idea of the shiftiness of the shadows. One of these days I'm going to be very good at light work and be able to show you guys these same shades in low light, but hopefully this gives you a really good idea of how these shades can shift. Like you could see with Solarium, which is there in the middle, how it shifts to kind of like that chartreuse green tone, but then still has that yellow shift as well. But these are the next set of shades in this expansion, and again, they're just really, really pretty. Entropy, the shade right here, she's a little flaky, but I would say if you use a glitter glue or something like that, it should not really be too much of an issue with fallout. So I'm back with the last 3 shades in the expansion here. We have the shade Facet, and this is described as having a translucent white base that shifts pearly pink, silver lime. This is described as being good for face, eyes, and lips. I could see this being super pretty in a gloss, like giving you like that shimmery lip. And then we have Scroll here. And Scroll is described as a creamy orange base with a bright pearly pink silver aqua shift. On the website it says it is good for face and lips, and then on the actual back of the shadow itself it says face, eyes, and lips. So I guess I'm assuming that all of these are probably good for face, eyes, and lips, but obviously use at your own discretion. But that is also really, really pretty, just a super pretty peachy shade. And then last but not least in this expansion is Amalgam, a multi-dimensional shadow with a pale brown base with medium large sized particles that shift minty green, silvery, blue lavender with hints of red and silver sparkle. This one is kind of reminding me back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, Wet n Wild used to have these palettes, and they had one shade that was like this kind of multichrome shade before multichromes were like really a big thing and people lost their mind over it. I used to love that shade as well, but this is like that, but like super amped up. It's so pretty. And then I did go ahead and swatch these on the back of my hand already so that you could see them in action. And here they are on my finger, so you could see them like really full opacity and then a little bit swatched out. So there we have the 3 shades swatched out, and hopefully you can see a little bit of the shift in each of the shades. I'm just moving my hand around in a bunch of different directions just to give you guys an idea. There are people who do this way better than I do. I love multichromes, but I need to work on my technique when it comes to swatching them. But I still think I'm just having so much fun, you guys. I really wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about these shades because they're so beautiful. And I really think these are just absolutely stunning. And they do have like bigger particles. Like you could see when you swatch these, like they're a little bit on the flaky side, but you can really shear these out and kind of blend them into the skin so that they're not too chunky if that is something that you're concerned about. But I'm going to come back and talk to you guys about the other expansion as well. We're going to do some swatches with those. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a very quick like eye look demo and just show you how easy it is to put together a look with these multichromes. So I'm going to go ahead and do swatches for you guys of the original expansion of the Stained Glass shades from Clionadh. And the first one we're going to talk about is Tiara, which is this gorgeous, vibrant blue. This is described as a large particle indigo base with bright cobalt violet reflex. Good for face, eyes, and lips. Absolutely stunning. I have worn this one. I love it. It's just such a stunning shade to either wear on its own or over a base. Just a really, really pretty color. And then we have Archway, which is described as a smoky plum base with small medium particles that shift peach pale yellow. This is the shadow version of their top selling nail lacquer, Dark and Stormy. This is good for face and lips. I could see this being a really stunning lip color. This is personally one of my favorite shades from the original expansion release. It's just super pretty and it's interesting. So if you were trying to do something like kind of neutral but visually interesting. I really, really like this shade for that. Then we have Incandescence. Incandescence is described as a translucent white base that shifts bright red, orange, yellow, lime. And this is another one that I think would be a good candidate for like a lip gloss if you were interested in doing a little bit of mixing. Just a really pretty shade. I've used this one as like an inner corner shade before as well. But you know, with Clionadh shadows, I feel like the sky is the limit. You can get really creative. So here are the swatches of each of those shades. So there we have Tiara, Archway, and Incandescence swatched, and then you can see them on my fingers as well, just next to each other. Just really, really pretty shades. Okay, really, really pretty. So next up we have the shade Masonry. Now, you guys, when I look at this, it's so funny because, you know, it's looking pretty silvery on the screen, but in real life, like if you tilt it this way, you can see it has this like kind of almost green shift to it, like a green color. It's described as a medium taupe gray base with small particles that shift platinum, lime, aqua with a touch of warmth. So I can definitely see that lime. When I tilt the shade, you could see like it definitely has like that green shift to it. This is really, really, really pretty. And then, and I need to come up with better vocabulary words. I know, I keep saying it's just, everything is just so pretty. Then we have Alloy. We have Alloy, which is described as a multi-dimensional shadow with a soft taupe base intermixed with green, silver, and red, medium large size particles, and a subtle aqua shift. Also good for face, eyes, and lips, and you can just see that it does have that little aqua shade shift to it, but it's also like a really pretty shimmery shade. I think you could pull this into a neutral look and get something really, really pretty with that. And then last but not least, on this little row, we have Deus, which is a chartreuse base large particle glitter that shifts peach, lime, aqua. This is a really, really fun shade. It's giving me like summer vibes. I will say this one of this, you know, little trio is a little bit on the flaky side. So that's something to be aware of when you're applying these shades. So here they are swatched on my hand, and I'm kind of tilting them the best that I can so you can see the shifts in these shades. And here they are on my fingers again. So you can see these three shades with the OG expansion set. Really beautiful. So we're on the last three shades of the OG expansion bundle. We have the shade Ascension, which is described as a warm purple base with a bright gold lime aqua shift intermixed with medium large multicolored glitter particles, good for face and lips. And this is just really, really pretty, guys. I love this shade. It looks really good. Again, I'm a big fan of purpley tones. So if you're trying to do purple, but like with like a little extra oomph, like this is such a great shade to add to your look. Then we have Exothermic. Exothermic is described as a multi-dimensional shadow with a tan base with medium-sized particles that shift pink, peach, chartreuse with hints of aqua glitter. I think this is again another one to incorporate into like a neutral look. Like if you were trying to do a neutral glam but just amp it up a little bit, this is a really great option for that. And then last but not least, we have Electron. And Electron is a multi-dimensional shadow with a gray base with medium large size particles that shift pewter, lime, aqua with hints of pale lilac glitter. So I think what you're seeing right now on camera is more like the pewter, but you could see it has like hints of green in here. When I tilt it, you can see what I'm talking about. When I tilt it on my finger, you can see a little bit of that pewtery gray goodness mixed with a little bit of the green. And you know, the thing is, when you look at these in different angles and in different lighting, they shift so much. So if you're a really big fan of shifty shades, these are really fun. And so here are the last three shades from the OG expansion bundle swatched as well. And then here they are again on the finger. And I really like these. The shade Ascension at the top here, it looks almost wet. Like these look wet, and I really love that. Of course, with multichromes, I really do suggest applying with the fingers just to get the most impact out of them, but those are the last three shades. I hope you enjoyed the swatches. I'm gonna go ahead and do a very quick look using these shades from the Halloween expansion, and I have been drawn so much to the shade Liquidus, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I love purple eyeshadows, and so I really am just gonna go in with my finger, guys, and I'm going to take it and just swipe it across the lid, and that is absolutely stunning. And I love this because you can build this up or you can sheer it out a little bit, but I love popping a Clionadh shadow into the lid just to kind of add a little drama to a look. It's just so pretty, and then you really could just do like one and done and be set and ready to go. So I'm gonna actually put some on this side as well. And just for my base, just for reference, guys, I just literally had some concealer on my lids, and then I set it with a couple of brown shades from was it the Makeup by Mario palette? I forget the name of it, but it's the one that I don't think is available anymore. I wish he would bring it back, but it's really pretty. It's just these are just like brown mattes, and that's what I love about Clionadh shadows. Like literally you could just pop on any matte shade that you like and then take a Clionadh shadow and then just like pop it on top, and like that's really the look. Now if I really wanted to amp things up a little bit, I could take my little pencil brush here, and this is the Clionadh DF05. This came with the Dragon Fruit collection, and I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Entropy, which look at that, that's so pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit of Entropy and we're gonna just like put that on the inner corner and just look at how that brightens up the inner part of the lid. And I already have my lashes on, so I really wanted to do this video with my eyes not looking too naked. But that is really pretty, and it's just really easy, and I think that's the whole point. Like the multichromes are just such a statement in and of themselves. I think it's fair to just say you really only need like maybe one or two. Obviously, I think if you're going for a more creative look or something more editorial, it totally makes sense to just really have fun with it, and that's the whole point, is to just really have fun with these shades. Okay, friends, so that's really it for the look. Literally, I just wanted to make this as simple as possible. I am really happy to create some more looks. You'll probably see me do more looks with these shades as well as these shades from the original expansion. Actually, while I'm at it, let me see which one is out of stock, because they say this bundle is out of stock, but that is because the shade Incandescence is not in stock right now. It's sold out. I'm not sure when it's coming back, but you can get the rest of these shades. Masonry is on pre-order, so you can purchase that one. It said end of September pre-order, so I think it's restocked. It's the beginning of October right now, so you should be able to order that. And shipping times can vary. Clionadh is based in Canada. I live in the US, so sometimes it takes a little bit of time for my orders to reach me, but generally they're fairly timely. I think, you know, anytime you're ordering anything internationally, it's always just really tricky. So it has nothing to do with the brand. It really just more so is an issue of, you know, materials like crossing borders, things like that. And especially when you're talking about ordering from like smaller companies, like I feel like the shipping's a little bit more complicated. But anyway, that being said, here are the shades from both of the expansion bundles. And you don't have to buy the whole bundle. Like if there was a shade in particular that speaks to you, for sure, just buy that. Or you can mix and match, because you can buy these individually as well, so you don't have to commit to an entire bundle. If there's only a few shades that are calling to you, or if there are shades from either of these collections that you want to combine, I would really recommend it. Now, I will say as another note, like these magnetic these palettes, the magnetic palettes that I store these in, one I did purchase myself, the other one was gifted to me by Clionadh Cosmetics, but you can also purchase these on the website, and I would say their palettes are one of the better ones to purchase for Clionadh shadows, just because these babies, they can be a little thick. They can be a little thickums, okay? And so I have like a ColourPop magnetic palette, but it's a little bit on the slim side. And so these shades, like especially when you first get them, like they're full of product. Like, I think Clionadh is very generous with the amount of product that they put into each of the pans. So these wells are deep enough to protect your shades from getting squished or squashed. I've also used my Viseart empty palettes, like when I want to travel with these shades. These fit perfectly into those, and I like it because it has like the individual wells that kind of holds the shades steady as well. Definitely I would recommend checking out their palettes as well if you wanted to bundle up and try to purchase multiples to have in your collection and then subsequently store them so that they last as long as possible. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was just supposed to be like a little fun little swatch and hangout session and see which shades you were interested in. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what, if any, shade was your favorite, which bundle you were really drawn to. Have you tried Clionadh Cosmetics before? I think that they are an incredible brand. I have met Maggie and Lee at Creators and Friends. They're sisters who really have a passion for makeup. And I will say they also have a nail polish collection that has come out. I did order that myself because the shades look so cool. So let me know if you're interested when I get the nail polishes in, if you would like me to do any type of video or review or first impressions on that. Anyway, let me know if you guys would be interested in a video about the nail polishes, because I think their nail polishes are really, really nice. I have really enjoyed their nail polish formula. I have received the dragon fruit shades in PR. I actually had a chance to mix my own polishes at Creator and Friends during one of our workshops. And so they do a polish pickup collab where every once in a while they'll sell like really unique shades, kind of like in a flash sale style. And so there's one shade, I can't remember the name of it, that I picked up that I really, really enjoy. But anyway, the nail polishes are coming. Yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy the Clionadh content, because they have some really, really cool stuff. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. Please be sure to like this video if you enjoy content like this. Definitely make sure to leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has left me just the nicest comments on my videos. I really appreciate the support, as this is a very like baby YouTube channel. I can't express to you how much your encouragement means. It really, really, really does. You guys, to me, represent the best of this community. So I'm really, really grateful for every interaction that I get to have with you guys. And finally, if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you be a part of my little community where we chat about makeup and we hang out. And as I always like to say, we keep it chill over here. I just appreciate you all so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. And I hope you're having a great day. And to my friends in Florida, I hope you're staying safe. We're all thinking of you, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.